Twitch. Sending the data to YouTube. We should be live here any minute. Oh no, but Apollo is usually our audio checker to let us know that we're working right.
Well, yeah, hold on. Hold on. I mean, I can do that. Give me a second.
No, because
I
then
can, yeah.
we'll hear it ourselves over your phone.
No, I'll just turn. Well,
Oh.
I know, but I can just listen real quick and tell you
I'll
if it's
mute.
working.
Okay. Hey V, this might be a good time to hit record. It's like we know how to do podcast.
The sound is good. Wait, are you recording already?
I am. Do you want me to stop?
Okay.
Ready?
No.
Wait. No? Okay.
Don't stop.
Don't stop. Get it. Get it. Let me put my 2 cents in it. Okay, it still says that it's sending data to Twitch, so I don't think that we are live yet.
No, we can.
Twitch. You're not live on Twitch.
Oh, I'm on Twitch. I could hear us. It just says stream is starting soon.
Oh, you can hear and see us. Fantastic. Yeah. And are we up on YouTube?
I'll check YouTube. Hold on.
Up on YouTube, up on Twitch. I think we're ready to start the show, guys. No.
Up on YouTube.
There we go. There's the right button.
Up on YouTube.
Sweet. And can we hear Apollo? Well, if we can hear V, we should be able to hear Apollo because you guys are running off the same thing on my end.
So I'm good.
You're good. We're all good finally. This is fun. I'm definitely good. I have my sweet potato.
Maya will be back in a little bit.
Not in here.
This right here, like if I was a witch, he would be my familiar. He is just like a piece of my soul made into a cat. I love this cat so much. I've had him since he was 10 days old, and I bottle fed him.
I wish I could rearrange this, because I want Apollo to be in between us. We'll put him in the hot seat.
There you
go. He's first, it looks like, to me.
Yeah. I'm in the middle. That's what it looks like to me.
Yep. Same here.
All right. I wonder if I can actually make it work this time.
Hearing the sounds? I'll let you know.
Okay. You guys can still hear me. And of course, I didn't prep any clips for tonight because that would have just been smart. Let's go Mass Effect opener. Welcome back to another episode of Two Girls, One Ship, the podcast where we discuss all of your favorite video game romances. I'm Genesis, the girl who finally finished her second Mass Effect Legendary playthrough and is back in the world of Theanis.
And I'm Bravada, the girl who finally got her hands on a PS5 and is eagerly awaiting the release of Horizon Forbidden West because it's the only way I can get back to California right now.
Sad face.
Yeah.
And I take it that you guys didn't hear the music play that time. Are you also hearing any weird background, like hearing yourself double talk? No? Okay. All right. Well, tonight we have a very, very special episode because it is our first Patreon live chat. So we are joined here tonight. Oh, yes, let's cheers to that. Clink. We are joined here by Apollo, who has been a supporter of the podcast since day one. Seriously, thank you so much for being here.
Good to be here. I like the show.
And we like you.
We definitely like you. Sorry, I had to mute because my cat was escaping, and he likes to hit the mic when he leaves. But yeah, thank you for being here as usual. I'm always surprised when people like find cat, not find a cat, but find worth in what we're saying. It makes me excited. I just I'm such a negative Nancy. I think I automatically assume people are gonna be like, it's stupid.
No.
But then people hear it and they're like, it's good. I'm like, ooh, that's cool. People like it.
Yes, and the Apollo cat has arrived also, and I'm sure mine will join later, and then our kitties can all say hi to each other virtually.
Oh, he'll run probably if he sees a cat on the screen. He'll freak out.
Sweet baby.
So we had a couple different options up for the first live episode, and the patrons, if anybody wants to vote on what the next month's Patreon episode discussion will be, it is just $1 to join, and then that gives you access to vote on what the two girls and their friends will be discussing that month. This month, the topic of the first video game romance you remember was the topic of choice. I certainly remember most of my beginning ones. But we'd love to hear from you, Apollo.
Yes, tell us.
Well, my intro into video game romances was Dragon Age. So I assume, like most guys, I went Morrigan the first time and was very unhappy because no matter how many times I went back to a previous save, I couldn't get her to stay. So I thought I did something wrong, but come to find out, you cannot get her to stay. So that was disappointing. But Morrigan's definitely my first video game romance.
I remember the
Can you
Morrigan
pinpoint?
romance.
Oh, sorry.
Go for it.
I was just gonna say, can you pinpoint what about Morrigan? I know, assuming when the game came out, what probably initially drew you to Morrigan, but what made you want to keep pursuing her? Like, what about her did you like the most?
I mean, at that time, she was obviously sexy. I liked her attitude. She had an attitude in that she wasn't going to put up with any crap from me or from anybody else. I felt like, so I thought that was really cool about her. So that just made me go that route. And I know I don't remember everything about it. This was 2007, 2008. But I didn't go after anybody else. I just kept pursuing Morgan, thinking, all right, I got to do it right, and then she left anyway.
It is sad.
Yep.
V, you have a lot more experience with the Morrigan romance and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like we talked about this in her episode and in the episode with Heidi McDonald. Morgan was definitely, as a character from a development standpoint, crafted to be the perfect romance option for, the cisgendered male folk. And Alistair was kind of the foil to her for that one, which definitely worked on me because Alistair was my first video game romance. I feel like most of us started with either Mass Effect or Dragon Age and or KOTOR, honestly, as far as video game romances go. But yeah, I mean, I can see why Morgan's kind of prickly attitude would be endearing, mostly because I think a lot of love interests up until that point, they were either one of two, like, I think they could broadly be categorized in one of two ways, which was either like helpless damsel in distress who is like cutesy, more traditional feminine, or like badass girl who doesn't need help from anyone, but like she does though, and it's the man that comes and helps her. And Morgan's not that way at all, especially I think the way the romance culminates with her leaving you no matter what you do. And you could go with her, but that's like a very rare ending in the Witch Hunt DLC. Most of the time, you never see her again. And I think for her to be a truly independent woman is really cool. I just really like
Now,
that about her.
now what came out first? Was KOTOR first or was Dragon Age first?
Uh,
KOTOR.
mhm.
Oh, well, then in that case, Bastila was my first video game romance. But that was a long time ago. I do remember I did it the right way. I got to say I love you and saved her and all that. That's been a long time since I've played that.
I've actually never played KOTOR, so feel
Neither have
free. I
I.
might if they weren't we haven't played it, and I'm sure we're not the only ones. From what you can remember, what drew you to what was the character's name?
Bastila,
Bestila?
Bastila Sean, I think is her name. She just, I was playing as a male, and that kind of, back then I was just going with what I kind of thought the game wanted me to do, and it felt that was kind of the natural romance for the male Jedi is to go after the female Jedi, and playing light side was the way to like save her because the only way to like bring her back at the end was to like save her through love and on all that, and I was able to do that. So I guess technically that's my first video game romance though, but I don't remember there being a sex scene or anything like that in KOTOR, but it has been a minute.
Teacup is probably
Yeah.
yelling in his car right now. It was like this, and it was that, and it was that. He's the biggest KOTOR fan that I know, and he is on a very, very long car ride right now. So
I
Mm.
played it through like 5 or 6 times, but I did something different every time. That's the only game I've ever been able to go full dark side, and I did everything dark side, and I felt horrible, horrible doing it
That's
because you have to
impressive,
like
though.
kill nice people, like beggars come up asking you for money, and could die. Like,
mhm.
oh, but I'm gonna do
That's
it.
dark side.
I
I can't
played
do it in Mass Effect.
I played Star Wars: The Old Republic, the MMO version of the game, and there's definitely a lot of romance options in there. And for me, my first character was Sith because I definitely identify more with Sith than I do with Jedi. Um, V's shaking her head, and I'm guessing she identifies as Jedi rather than Sith.
No, I definitely I no, I'm not I'm just not a religious person, so I'm not gonna pick Jedi, but I am 100% a rebel. So I
Oh,
Well, I
will
think that might
always
be the
pick rebel.
smart way to go because if you go the renegade, the dark way the first time, you haven't met anybody, so you don't have any attachment. It's like I can't go renegade in Mass Effect because I like the characters. I cannot be mean to Liara. I cannot be mean to Tali. I just can't do
Mhm.
it. But I
yeah.
might have been able to do it if I'd gone that way the very first time.
Mm, that is a good point. It's nice.
Yeah,
It's
I
easier
will
to
never
be mean
know.
to somebody you don't know. Mm.
Yeah, there oh my gosh, I'm gonna kick myself for not remembering the name of that term. It's like a psychology term for that, something about the anonymity, for you as a person. It's why people are so mean on the internet because it's
Oh,
not
keyboard
real.
anonymity.
Yeah, well, it's not just in the internet, but I just meant like if you it's the same as when, if we all cared about people the same way as we care about the people we actually know, then you wouldn't be able to walk past a homeless person without like bursting into tears or something,
Mm.
right? The way we
Mhm.
categorize people because we're like, we don't, that's outside of our group, we don't know them, or they don't know who I am, I don't know who they are, so I can act this way I wouldn't act to my mom or something. There's like, I can't remember the name of the term for that, like behavior methodology that people do, but that's I think that's probably why it's easier to be mean when you haven't played the game and you don't know the characters. I will never know. Like I already know all the characters. I've known them for like a decade now, so I'll just have to watch Renegade videos on YouTube because I don't think I could bring myself to do it at this point.
That's a testament to the game makers that they made a game well enough that you care so much about these imaginary characters that you
Hmm.
literally cannot be mean to them.
Mhm.
Yeah, because they feel real. That's what's so good about it. I think I mean, we've talked about this already before on this podcast in general, but like, I think that's why we like the video game romance so much. It adds just so much more depth. But so does the platonic friendships too, like for me, as much as I love their romance, when I think of Morrigan, I think of like a bestie. Like I really befriended her. I was a female warden, so I couldn't romance her. But I have like a statue of her in my house. I didn't realize how big it was going to be when I ordered it in 2014. It's huge. It's like 14 inches tall or something. But it's pretty great. It's magnificent. But I love her as a character, and it's because you could be friends with her. She wasn't just like an NPC existing in cyberspace, you know? And that's what I really like about just so many games have changed to become like these narrative adventures that you are a part of instead of like books or movies where you're kind of watching it happen to someone else. And you can be very immersed depending on what point of view the story is being told from, but you aren't making the decisions. You aren't being the person. That's why I've always loved video games, because you just become somebody else for real.
Oh, I agree. I love the playthroughs of Dragon Age. I absolutely liked Morrigan better as a friend. Like those were great, having her as a friend. Great. And I know with my female playthroughs, I never managed to like do whatever the right way is with Alistair. I know I never achieved that. Or the best ending with Alistair.
I was going to say, I don't know. I mean, for me, the right one is the best one, which is becoming queen and him not dying or becoming a drunk or whatever else horrible things could happen to him.
Well, you said you had to be born a certain way or whatever, and I think all my female ones I went as I was always an elf, and you can't do that.
That was my experience. I always pick elf when I'm given the choice of elf, because when I was 6 years old, my mom read my sister and I, The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, and Legolas was my favorite character ever since I was a little kid. Like I think he was probably the first favorite character that I ever had in my life, because I was just so young, and I don't remember anything before that really. And so it just made me like an elf simp, for lack of a better term, for my whole life. So I always will pick an elf, and then I romanced Alistair, and I get to the end of the game, and he's like, "No, you can't be queen because the people of Ferelden just will not accept a Dalish elf queen. That's just too much." And I was like, "What is this stupidity? Excuse me?" And early days of the internet, online game guides, and I looked it up. I was like, "No, you have to harden him. If you hardened him, you could be his mistress, but that's it." And I was like, unacceptable. I restarted the whole game as a noble warden female so I could be his queen.
Did you say you do or don't watch Supernatural?
I don't. Do you watch it, Jen?
No.
Well, do you know who Felicia Day is?
Yes.
Oh, who doesn't know who Felicia
well,
Day
Felicia
is?
Day
Excuse me.
Felicia Day plays a character named Charlie on Supernatural, and her upbringing is a lot like what you said. There's an episode of Supernatural where we find out stuff about her mom, and she talks about her mom raised her reading The Hobbit and all these things. That's why she loves to cosplay, and that's why she is who she is. Like what you said just reminds me of that episode where Charlie talks about her childhood in Supernatural.
That's cute. I don't know about Charlie, but I'm flattered to be compared to anything related to Felicia Day.
Charlie is my favorite character of any TV series, literally of all time.
Aww.
I love
now
Charlie.
I should watch Supernatural.
Charlie
I tried it once. Everyone always loves that show, and I watched, I think it was okay, the first episode. I have such a short attention span, I feel like. And yet I just played like 100 hours on Horizon Zero Dawn. Oh my gosh. I'm so one-track mind. That's like all I want to come out right now.
Well, look up
Less than a month.
Supernatural Charlie episodes and watch those, because they're generally standalone. You will fall in love with Charlie.
Oh, cute. I will. She actually, Felicia Day, they made a little Dragon Age movie a long time ago, and she was in it. Yeah.
It's not they, it's she.
Oh, really? She made it?
Yeah.
I love her so much.
It's great.
When I think of her, I just think of Dr. Horrible. That's the first thing that comes to mind.
I love Dr. Horrible. And Cloudy's playing Zero Dawn right now, too.
Ooh. Where are you at,
Play
Cloudy?
one more time.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. Well, I actually didn't replay the whole game because I played it very late. I played it right after my daughter was born in 2019 because she just slept all day, and I was newly stay-at-home mom because we were about to move. Yeah. Okay, so you played it more recently than me, but I just recently got the Frozen Wilds. Yeah, Frozen Wilds DLC. I had never played that, and that was good. Totally worth $10. It was so long. It's like a whole different game. So get that DLC. I know we strayed quite a bit away from our topic for tonight, which is your first video game romance. Jen, who was your first video game romance?
So I had to really put some thought into this because I was like, I've played so many video games over the years, but I was like, who were you trying to hook up with when you were like 12? And then I remembered I made me and my boyfriend in The Sims and was trying to get us to hook up together. So I think technically my first video game romances were all Sims. And I would get mad if my boyfriend was mean to me in the game. Like, that really happened in real life because it happened in this video game and that's how you're going to treat me in real life. So I'm not talking to you today.
Well, if we can go Sims, then my first video game romance was in like 99 or 2000, where I created myself and the girl I had a crush on at the time in the game so we could get together in the game.
Right.
I feel like, that was created. I did that for myself.
Completely
I
and
think I'm the
totally.
odd duck. I didn't do that. I definitely played a lot of The Sims, but I did not. I loved just building the houses. That was all I did. I didn't ever
Prefab.
stay with a family.
Really?
You did prefab? No, I never stayed with the family. I got so bored. I would just build houses all the time. That was
Oh
like
my
the only thing I ever
gosh.
did. I would do the cheat code mother load to get all the simoleons. There we go. And I would just build shit
We
endlessly.
are
It was so
so
fun.
opposite on everything. I hated building houses. The one thing that I would just be like, boom, prefab,
Great.
good to go.
I built my one house and built that up, but that was it. I wasn't doing that anymore. Just walk
I
around.
remember this was probably pretty recent because it was, well, actually, I don't know. When did The Sims 4 come out? Because I feel like all they've done is just make expansion packs for it in like the last 15 years that it's been out or something.
Yeah.
It's been out for a real long time. I think it was Sims 4, but it might have been Sims 3. Um, and they came out with this like supernatural creature expansion pack where you could have vampires and werewolves and stuff.
Yep.
And I made a castle. That took me so long. I remember building this castle for this vampire family I made. And I made them all evil because I just loved that they took evil slumbers instead of naps. Like, and then I never followed them after that. I saw a TikTok recently of like a person who's been with the same Sims family since 2015, and they have like all these photos on the wall of the family like going through life shit, and I'm like,
That
wow.
might be a little bit more in depth than me.
Definitely me.
Yeah. I got bored so fast. The second I had them all set up and everyone had a job and went to school, and I would get some of their goals checked off, I'm like, I'm gonna build a new house. So I'm gonna go start a new family. I would keep them there. I would just build up the town with new families.
Can you just leave your family in the game?
Yeah, they're probably still there, as far as I know.
But you never made them as representations of you. They were just like little random people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
my first sim always is me.
Me too.
I mean, some of them were. Usually, it was like the teenage daughter because I was a teenage daughter at the time when I was playing that,
Mm.
and I haven't played Sims in a long time. I would definitely play it again. I just don't have the computer for it right now because I just have a laptop and I don't want to play it on a laptop.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would always make like a teenage daughter who was not me, but I like who I would have wanted to be, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Like I remember this one expansion pack that was super like grungy 90s punk style, and I made a girl that was strictly that style because I was like a hot topic girl in high school, and but not super far, like just a toe in the water because I was too shy to like really devote to the goth aesthetic. But yeah, no, I made that sim girl like very far into that aesthetic, and I was like, yeah, I would do that. That's cool. But I didn't. That's the only one I can remember that I actually made that I was like, okay, I wish I was like her. But everyone else was just random.
I just make them the cooler version of me. Like I can play in video. I can always play guitar in The Sims and stuff that I can't do that I wish I could do, but do not have the talent to do.
Going beyond The Sims, I remember the first time that I got to hook up with somebody. Like I'm pretty sure that there was some woohoo. There was probably a game or two in between it where romance was an aspect of it. But The Witcher 1 was one of the games that I vividly remember making the choice to go have sex with somebody and then the repercussions of that afterwards. And I was shocked at what happens.
Wait, tell us what happens. I never played The Witcher 1. I only played 3.
Oh.
Same.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll get to this. I plan on having a full episode devoted to Witcher, The Witcher 1 specifically, and then we'll do 2 and then 3. But in 1, there are 2 main characters that you can pick through where it's the exclusivity. If you choose one, you can't have the other one. And those are Triss Marigold and Shawnee the medic. I don't remember if I picked either Triss or Shawnee. I just realized that I could run around to 19 other women and pick up their player trading card. You would initiate either like get a quest of, oh, Mr. Geralt, those flowers look quite lovely over there. You go pick the flowers for her. She's like, oh, well, that was very kind of you, Mr. Witcher. Would you like to meet me back over there behind the old mill? And you go and you meet her behind the old mill, and she throws off her clothes, and now you get to have sex with a virtual lady. And then she gives you a trading card. And it is a picture of her naked in some very provocative positions, and you get to collect all 19 of them.
Gotta catch them all.
Absolutely.
Herpes.
Yeah, it reminded me, I think it was the Mafia games. You can collect like old vintage Playboys and they show everything in the game. And when I first played the Mafia game, like there's 3 or 4 now. I'm not sure. But I think this was the first or second one. And this was a long time ago. I was like, oh, there's boobies in my game. Oh no. Because, I was used to BioWare, which they always had like a weirdly out of place matching lingerie set. Like you never actually saw nudity until the later Mass Effect games. I don't even think you see it in Dragon Age. I don't think they have so far. I can't think of any, but I haven't seen all the romance scenes yet. Maybe you see Cassandra's boob. I'm not sure. Someone will fact check me. And then when we get to that episode, I'm sure I'll see it. So we'll find out.
Mm-hmm.
I assume nothing compares yet. Nothing I've seen compares to Cyberpunk.
Oh.
Okay, yeah. But Cyberpunk, though, is like, do you want a big dick or a little dick?
No, I just mean like the scenes, like the sex scene with Judy is, dear Lord.
Mm-hmm. I think I've only seen Pan Am so far.
I romance Judy because who wouldn't? She is perfection.
She's the coolest. She's one of the coolest video game characters of all time.
She's so awesome, and she's so nice too. The whole rest of that game, there's just assholes, and Judy's like seriously one of the only nice people in that game.
But she's nice in a way where she could still kick your ass.
Yeah. She's not a pushover. She is kind, but she is strong as well. I'm just tripping out. Like, apparently me and Cloudy are the same person.
Mm-hmm.
In the comments, have you seen?
Yeah.
I'm scared now. I already have a twin. I don't need another one.
Then you can be a triplicate.
We have quadruplets or whatever at my school.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Are they just extra fertile, or wonder? I mean, most of the multiple births I know.
We have triplets also.
Yeah, most of the multiple births I know are just like really lucky fertility treatments that just like went very well.
V,
Like
be careful. It might be something in the water out there.
I have a Berkey filter. It's a water purification system. I don't drink Florida water if I can help it.
True. We had 4 years ago, I think we had 7 sets of identical twins in the school at the same time,
Wow.
Wow.
in a set of identical triplets that I taught
Wow.
in the same class that I couldn't tell the difference
My
between
grandma was a
the 2
triplet,
years.
supposedly. Yeah, see, once again, I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know. I can't. I mean, I've had one child, a single child. I just can't imagine more than one at once, or more than one in general, but especially at once. That's just a lot. There's not enough room in the human body for that many fetuses. No, thank you. And then after they're born, like, what do you do? There's multiple ones.
I couldn't imagine. As
I'm
someone
when
with
I
no kids, I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, gosh, I know. I still don't really feel like I have a kid because I don't go anywhere, and I just like it's the same to me. She's not at the age yet where it's like that much different from taking care of my cats and dog. If that makes, I know it sounds really bad, but like, she wants food. I give her food. My cat begs just as bad as she does. Like she can speak, which is way better because I at least know what she wants half the time. My cat will be meowing, and I'm like, I don't know what you want. Like, it's either food or I don't know. I don't know if
Food or
it's not
pets,
food. I don't know
that's
what he
it,
wants.
to be
Hmm.
picked up. Food or pets, that's it.
Oh, my cat doesn't want to be touched. Well, one of them is. I have two. One of them is perfect. The other one is a demon, and the demon is the one that won't shut up ever. And it's definitely. I just saw Cloudy Atlas say that they have 3 sets of twins in their family, and that it's genetic. And I think it's true. Like, that old wives' tale of how the multiple births skip a generation. Because my grandma was a triplet, and we're twins, my sister and I. So I definitely think there's that too. We always joked in my family that was because we were Irish American. Like, the joke being Irish people have a lot of kids. I don't know. That's just what my family always said. Turns out, thanks to ancestry, we're actually mostly Scottish. So I don't know if the joke still applies.
Sure.
But yeah, twins. I love this digression. Oh God, that we go. We always digress so much. So going back to romances, though, I want to ask: do you have any conscious decision? Do you think, like in the game sense, where you've romanced someone, do you find yourself going for people with the same type of qualities about them? Or how do you choose your romance options? Like, is it all related to how you chose Morgan, or have you evolved since then?
At this point in my first playthrough, I'm gonna romance the one that I kind of feel like is the best fit for my character. But then if it's a game like Mass Effect that I love enough to keep playing through, I'll go through and romance everybody so I can get the full effect of the game. So with Morgan, it was, wow, she's sexy. I'm going to go after her. Now it's like, I think this person is the best fit for my character the way I'm playing. So like, I'd almost do it like more like it's real life. Like I'm going to romance the person that I think they would actually stay together. It wouldn't be just sex. It would be a relationship. With Morgan, it was like, hey, I want to sleep with her and let's see where it
Hmm.
goes.
Yeah, she's pretty gorgeous. I guess so. You play it more like an actual RPG, like you become your character, and like, who would my character romance? That's
Yeah,
interesting for me. I feel like I pick who do I like the best. That's how I pick my romances. How do you pick, Jen?
I think on first playthrough, it is who I like the best, or who I may have done extensive research online about to figure out who the internet says is the best romance, and that's why I picked Alistair the first time. So I think first playthrough, generally whoever I feel it is I'm working out with. But then second playthrough, I'm like, okay, now that I've learned all the different options, who would I pick? And then beyond that is, okay, I had the one that I thought I would like. I had the one that I know that I liked, and now I'm going to go through and try everybody else.
see, for me on first playthrough, I try not to look at anything unless I get stuck which can prove catastrophic because in my first Mass Effect playthrough, Jack and Legion died, and which was catastrophic for the third game when I thought I could stop the war between the Quarians and the Geth, and then Holly died, so I had to go back. So that one I went back to a save. I was like, no, that's not going to happen. Turn off the PlayStation, go back to a save, redo it. So, but yeah, generally my first playthrough, I try to not look at anything, so it's just absolutely my decisions. But after that, no, I'll start looking.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to stay away from spoilers on the internet.
Yeah. I am too scared to mess up. So I save a lot, and whenever I'm doing a first playthrough of any game, I don't look anything up unless I come to a decision point where they're like, do you want to go to the right for this thing or to the left for this thing? Or who do you want to have go with you for this mission? And then I'll be like, wait, because of BioWare trauma, I'll be like, wait. If I pick this person, are they going to die? Or, like I have to Google it to find out what the repercussions are. But I know, Jen, that you're a completionist gamer. So I think that's funny because you said you have to go through and like do all the other romances after you've done your like I've never done that. Have you ever done that, Apollo?
I've
like done all of them?
I will by the time I finish playing Mass Effect. So, because now I'm on a Miranda and I'm 2/3 of the way through them. So I will. I haven't, but I will.
Maybe I'm the odd one out in this one as well.
Wait,
I've never done that.
Romance Garrus. He's my next femshep. My next playthrough is as a femshep, and that will be Garrus.
Oh, good. We
Buckle up, Buttercup. Get ready for a great ride.
Yep.
Oh, mine's behind my laptop.
Aww.
Let me grab him. No, guess. He's here. He's always here. He's just watching my 6, being adorable.
He's always at my back.
My rabbit is eating very loudly. Sorry.
Now he fell on the floor. Damn it.
It's not watching your back very well.
No, he is watching my back.
Oh, God, I forgot about your pillow.
No,
He's always at my back.
I love Tolly, but I do not have the Tolly pillowcase.
I did buy the Garrus pillowcase from BioWare and I know they created it initially as like an April Fool's joke, and I bought it as a joke because I was like, oh, that's cute. Like I don't know why I don't think I'm a hoarder, but like I was like, no, so they're gonna have this pillowcase and someday it's not gonna be available anymore, and what if I'll regret not buying this Garrus pillowcase? So I bought it, and it's so much, I forgot that it was a body pillow, and it's just so much bigger than I expected. And then I laid it out, and I can't look at it. It's too sexual. Like, his expression is too real. I was like, I'm embarrassed. I feel like I'm getting in trouble. Like, my husband's going to walk in and be like, what's this? He thinks it's hilarious. It's folded up. I can't put it on my body pillow. I can't do it. I don't know. He's just going to live in forever. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I'm drinking wine, and I took a muscle relaxer earlier because my back is messed up. So Sarah can't talk anymore. Oh my God. See, there you go. Bravada can't talk anymore. It's fine. Can't Google me. Whatever.
Luckily, my wine is about 1% alcohol, so I could drink 3 cases of it and I'd still be good.
I'm sorry. I saw Jen's face. So I was like, I can't. Yeah, 1% alcohol. Is it wine?
It's Arbor Mist. It's Kool-Aid with a splash of alcohol.
This is, it's nothing fancy. It's Apothic Red blend.
I went with Club. Apothic Cab blend. So it's not the red, but it's a
like Cabernet Sauvignon.
Mm-hmm.
This is strawberry.
That's my
I know, I love me a good Arbor Mist. Sometimes you need something just light and fresh.
I don't think I've ever drank one of those. But I'm like, I drink only a very few amount of things. I'll drink water. I'll drink coffee. I'll drink tea. and wine and whiskey. And that's usually it. I don't drink a lot of. I literally the only time I drink is Friday nights, and it's usually wine. But yeah, otherwise it's just I chug coffee and water all day, like I'm paid to do it. Yeah.
Okay. Arbor Mist tastes like those. If you ever had wine coolers at any point in your life, that's what Arbor Mist tastes like.
No. I mean, unless it tastes like communion wine because they water it down. I grew up Catholic. It didn't taste good. It smelled good though. I love the smell of wine, but I don't like the taste of a lot of wine. I know we've digressed again.
Yeah.
But
I was just looking at the
I mean,
script and
This
seeing.
is a wine podcast too.
It is a wine
it's
cast.
definitely, Apothic,
What was it?
honestly,
Meiji
though.
Moose. Meiji Moose said that wine was the third host of the show.
Yeah,
I agree.
and we are always drinking some kind of Apothic wine, so they really should come in and send us
Right.
some bottles and sponsor or something. I don't know.
I
you
will
wanna
switch
do the,
exclusively to Apothic for this podcast if they sponsor
Yeah.
us.
I already pretty much exclusively drink them because they're inexpensive and they taste good. I don't have a fancy palate for alcohol, so works out for me.
$8 for 1.5 liters.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's economic choice right there. Well, do you want to do a mid break? Even though it's definitely not even the middle anymore. It's like far
about-
into the episode.
Yeah. I mean, but I think some of those little tangents will be cut out of the podcast episode.
Oh,
So I
definitely.
do think that it is a good idea for us to take a little bit of a break right here and check for any reviews and give our Patreon shout out. All right. Where are we at? I checked for reviews today and we don't have any new reviews on iTunes. So we would very much appreciate if you could jump on and just give us a quick little review. And of course, Apollo was our second ever reviewer. He did it like probably a half hour, 45 minutes after Toasty gave his. Absolute amazing people. And of course, we do have our Patreon live and up and running. And we have two hopeless romantics, Apollo, who is here with us tonight. Hi, Apollo.
Hello.
And Toasty, who has been a huge supporter since like before day one and absolutely adore him. But unfortunately, he was not able to join us on the episode tonight due to evil bossdom. Boss calling him in. So thank you to Apollo and Toasty for being our hopeless romantics. And V, did you see that we got a new patron today?
I did see that.
So
And-
that is Cloudy Atlas is now a shipster or shipmate or whatever I named that thing.
Hey,
Thank you.
shipmate.
Thank you, Cloudy. You have anything you want to add, or should I go into our little mundane moment of love?
No, go ahead and go into the mundane moment. I looked at it and it is super hilarious and adorable. I can't wait for them to hear it.
Okay, so this one comes from my biggest mundane moment. It's been, 18 years of little moments. My husband and I were talking, and I was like, so what would you imagine life be like for Shepard, assuming that the war was over, they survived, and now they're living on some remote little planet just off on their own with one of the romance options? Like, you know what? When you said living out on their own and not having to worry about it, I thought of, imagine Shepard coming back from the grocery store. And as we know, Shep would be the grab all bags in one trip type of person. Agreed. So Shep yells up at the house, Liara, can you come help and close the shuttle door? I don't have enough hands. Liara responds, I'm in the middle of something right now. Can you just make 2 trips? Oh, so you're too busy to help. Just like you were too busy while I was fighting the collectors? Really? This again? That was a lifetime ago, Shepard. Well, it still stands. Uses a miniature biotic shove to close the door, and does the horrible smirk at their own work. Give humans the ability to manipulate dark energy fields, and they use it to close doors.
All I
Just
could
like,
think of when you said that was a lifetime ago was Shepard getting mad, being like, "What, a human lifetime? Now you're calling me like we don't live as long." It's just funny.
perfect.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's like the big tragedy about romancing Liara, though, isn't it?
Hmm.
Shepard
Yeah.
is just a blip on her timeline.
I mean, without Liara, Shepard would be with the collectors, so he kind of owes her that one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You could still come out and help close the damn door.
She
Mm-hmm.
could, or at least biotic power it. She's
Right.
got power.
Honestly, do you have a mundane moment? Have you ever thought of one, Apollo?
Mm-hmm.
She
We
got, yeah, she used mine.
Oh, the last week?
The
Was
baby
it?
pictures one.
Oh, that one's cute. You know, I haven't ever really thought about it. The only thing I could think of, because I'm a Garrus shipper, is like Shepard just tripping over his spines on his legs all the time, or like bumping into them and being like, "God damn it, Garrus, move! I'm trying to walk past you in the kitchen," and just get impaled. I feel like that would be
Oh.
terrible. Yeah.
That took a dark
Well, it's not
turn.
actually impaled, you know. I just imagine Shepard being like me, getting overly mad about something small because you're already mad about something else. You know, you're like,
I just
he's
took
like, is
being
this really about my
impaled in the
spines?
kitchen a very different way.
Of course you do. Of course you do. And she's like, no, I'm just thinking about how you didn't do the dishes yesterday. I like how we're just taken immediately to like they're fighting.
Well, yeah,
I
because
would
that's
like
what
a
it is. That's what it is to me. It's the mundane moments, the little tiny stupid arguments.
mm,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
comedy. Couples comedies are always the funny part is when they're fighting over stupid things in a funny way, not you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not in a real way. We don't want to watch that.
No.
Right.
Have you guys seen that movie with Adam Driver? And who was else in it? Oh my gosh. It's like the story of a marriage or something. It was when they just were getting divorced. And the whole movie is just them like getting divorced and it's sad. And I was like, why did we watch this? They
Is
did
the
such a
one
good
that
job, but it
created
was
the
so
Adam Driver
sad.
angry meme? Is it the one that the
Maybe.
meme comes from?
I think so. Yeah. He yelled a lot in that movie. So I think that's that. It was sad. It's on Netflix. But yeah. I don't know. That's the hill I'll die on. I fight with my husband. That's my Monday moment. Is me and my husband fight all the time. He doesn't like Adam Driver. He thinks he's a bad actor. And I definitely, I mean, I don't have like a crush on him like all of TikTok, but I think he's a great actor. So I will defend him in that. If you hear me, Adam Driver, you're a good actor. Good job. My opinion means nothing, but
You ever
I
seen
think you're a
his
good actor.
Marine picture?
Yeah.
He
I
looks
mean,
better now. He looks
yeah.
better now with long hair.
Yeah. Yeah.
What
Nobody
else has
really
he
looks
been
good with a
in?
high and tight. Girls. He was the first thing I ever saw him in was Girls.
He was great in Girls.
He was so good. I mean,
I
That
obviously
mean,
Star
sounded
Wars.
dirty.
he's
But
Kylo Ren. Come on.
oh,
He's Kylo
okay.
Ren.
Thank you. I was like, I know the name, but I can't picture anything about him.
I think most people think of Kylo Ren when they see him or think of him, but I think of Girls because that was the first thing I ever saw him in. I really liked Girls, and I really liked his character in Girls. I thought, and it's funny, his character's name is Adam. So when I found out his name was actually Adam, I was like, did they do that on purpose? I don't know.
But that's what I think of him too, because that's what I saw him in first. He'll always
hmm
be Adam.
hmm And he was just in this movie, though, Last Duel. I haven't seen it because it looks really heavy, but apparently it was a really good movie about the last duel in France. Um, apparently based on a true story. And he was one of the people who had a duel. I'm sure he did a great job in it. Did not see it. But yeah, okay. Well, anything else we want to cover tonight, or are we gonna officially call our first patron episode the digression of the century?
Well, I assume you had planned to have more than one patron, so there would be
Oh, we
more
definitely did.
patrons to talk about their first romances.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was like, well, we're gonna have two, so we should be able to get to an hour with no problem. But then we only had one, and I was like, well, I don't want to like make anyone listen to us like try to fill up more time. And we talked about our first love. That was a topic. I thought we covered it well enough. And next month, I have to remember what my idea was for what to vote on because we have to post that in Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
But it was we have a good idea. So next month will be fun too. And hopefully we have more patrons join because I like having more like when I know we don't have to keep this in the podcast episode, but I love the Mass Effect Lorecast patron episodes because there's always so much of everyone to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
Feels like a party.
Mm-hmm.
This is fun too though. I just with less people it feels more intimate. So then I feel like weirder having so many people listen to it, I guess. I don't know. Like need more people to spread out the attention
Well,
on.
and there's much more chances for digression when there's only one guest
Yeah.
person on here.
Well, yeah, because it's like the topic, if we have like 5 people, it would take a while to get through everyone's first love, but like 5 seconds in, Apollo shared a story, and I'm like, oh shit, we gotta talk a lot more now.
Well, I could only talk so much about something from 2007.
I know. We do good though, but I mean,
This
my
entire
attention,
podcast started because of something that happened back in 2007. So,
Yeah.
True.
yeah, and also our whole thing is like, unless we have a partially scripted episode where we're talking about a specific character, we digress so much. And I hope it's entertaining to people.
I don't know if we
Because
digress. We tangent.
Or tangent, yeah.
Because does
I
it
mean, same thing,
digress
right?
mean go back to where you were supposed to?
No, you will say it at the end of the tangent. You'll say, oh, but I digress, as in I moved away from what we were talking about. Let me move us back now.
That's what she said.
Uh,
It's to go back where you were supposed to be.
Well, yeah, but like the digression was you coming away from the topic, not you going back to it.
True.
Is that
That's
a
why you say, but I
regression?
digress. A regression would go back to where you were at, like a sleep regression.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. I was once upon a time a linguist.
There we go. Maybe you do an episode on prefixes.
Yeah, I know, because you're a teacher, right? Latin, right?
I am.
Latin
That is
teacher.
super cool.
Yes.
Can you say something in Latin?
What do you want me to say? I'll say
I know.
Oh,
I should.
literally,
hold on, no.
literally when somebody says that, the only thing that always pops into my head is alia jacta est, which is the die is cast.
Mm.
I don't know why that always pops into my head, but it
As
does.
someone who speaks another language, and people have always asked me, say something in Korean. I'll be like, I can't just think of something. You need to tell me something specific. I'm
Exactly
sorry
how
I
I
did that to
feel.
you. I'm sorry I did that
That's
to you
fine.
because I know how that feels.
Alia jacta est. That's my go-to. The die is cast.
That's cool.
What about our catchphrase, V, of beauty is in the eye of the controller?
My only worry would be, does
I
Latin
don't
have a
think the
word for
Romans
controller?
really had controllers.
Yeah.
The
I was like,
ancient
they would have
Romans
their word.
didn't really have video games controllers. I'll
They would
figure
have
it out.
Yeah, I assume they would have a word for controller as in someone who's controlling something, like a director but not like a video game controller.
I'll figure it out. Those things usually you have to kind of look up and figure out what word will be closely. So I will figure that out.
What do you know? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder in Latin,
I don't remember
or something along those
beholder.
lines.
My last 3 years has been spent learning a lot more Spanish because I have so
Oh.
many ESOL students. So
Mm-hmm.
that's more fresh on my head now. So, like, I teach Latin. I've been doing it for 24 years. So I have my curriculum. So learning new words, I haven't done it in a little while. It's been more Spanish
Yeah.
new stuff for me lately.
That's fair. I've started trying to learn French on Duolingo, and I didn't realize how much Korean I had forgotten until I was watching a Korean drama the other day, and I was like, "Oh shit, I don't remember
Well, go
anything."
talk to your twin. She speaks French. Your twin Cloudy.
Mm, oh, I was like, my sister is learning Swedish right now. She does supposedly speak Korean, but you'd think we would constantly speak Korean to each other because of that. Nope. No, we almost never have spoken Korean. It's a shame, really. Like we could have capitalized on that, but nope.
Oh. So
Oh,
I
Cloudy says.
in
Yeah, but
French.
that I'm assuming that's controller, like, because that looks like moderator. I don't know how to say that. Parlez avec moi. Uh, I can. I actually can't even remember how to say. I'm literally in the first lessons of French. I took French in high school too, and all I remember are the songs. My teacher had a guitar, and she would just sit cross-legged on a desk and like play songs for us. And those are the only things I remember.
All right.
I don't actually speak French, but I'm
Straight off
learning.
straight off the cuff, new little two girls mini contest. I would love to hear your in
Okay.
a language that you speak. French, German, Russian, Egyptian. Send us a little recording of saying beauty is in the eye of the controller, and we'll use it in an upcoming outro.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good. I like that. Actually, you know what's funny is I'm like thinking in my head, I'm like, what's controller in Korean? And I'm like, I would bet so much money right now that it's controlla because so many words in Korean are just loan words,
Mm.
which is kind of a bummer, but that's actually something we studied when I learned Korean was like there was kind of a death of the language because so many words were just being taken from other languages. But it's just an evolution as far as I'm concerned because most of English is just mixed with Germanic languages and Arabic languages and just all mixed together makes this beautiful, crazy thing.
English is crazy trying to teach it to my Spanish speaking
English
students
is,
where they're
I'm
trying to
so,
learn how to pronounce words and they're cough and tough and dough and good luck.
yeah, I'm so thankful that I spoke English as a native language. As hard as it is to learn any other language, I would never want to learn English. So hard.
Been speaking English for 30 plus years and still struggle with it occasionally.
Because there's no rules for pronunciation. There are, but then it's like, but not for this word. Not for
Right.
this word. Not
Yeah,
for this word.
I was right. Controller in Korean is controlla. So beauty in the eye of the controller is 아름다운 컨트롤러 눈에 있다.
Okay.
Super
What's a good
fun.
word for that?
Or 있어요. 아름다운 컨트롤러의 눈에 있어요. 있습니다. 있어. However you want to end that sentence. Yeah.
Well, in Latin,
been a
it would
while.
be, in Latin, other than control, it would be pulchritudo est in oculo, whatever controller is.
Yeah.
Mm.
So fun.
I love it. I'll have my mom send me a recording of what it is in Spanish. Oh, no.
My mom can speak pig Latin.
I'll have my
It's not
grandpa
a
do
real
it.
language.
Mr. Live, Laugh,
Yes.
Mr. Love,
Tequila.
Laugh, Tequila. I will have him. I'll have my mom go get a recording of him. No, it's unfortunate because with his advanced age, he turns 102, 103 in June. He's basically cut himself off from a lot of different family members, regardless of vaccination status.
Yeah.
Which is understandable. I mean,
Yeah.
it would suck if he
My-
lived. He was born in Spain in 1919. He survived the Spanish influenza. He survived the World War. He survived so much. And if he were to get knocked out by COVID now, the entire family would be fucking pissed.
Well, he survived polio.
Right?
Yeah. 1955. huge pandemic of polio or epidemic of polio. Terrible. And then Korean War, 1951, 1953, technically still going on because they never stopped. They just signed a armistice. Um, and yeah, Vietnam War,
Mm-hmm.
Cold War.
Mm-hmm.
We like to do war. It's kind of disappointing. But yeah, no, I don't have any grandparents left, but my husband has a grandma and she is in I think she's 80 now, and it's the same thing. Like she doesn't go anywhere. It's really a bummer for people on
You live
both
in
ends.
the city because we like to do war.
Yeah, exactly. Uh, and no offense, but when we're done being forced to live here, we're moving away.
I'm used to it.
Because,
It's fine. I grew up here. I understand.
well, yeah, that's why. Like, I didn't grow up here. I want to go back to where I grew up, kind of. Like, I spent a lot of time in the area that we're moving to. If my hometown wasn't so gosh darn expensive, being in Los Angeles County, I would probably move back there. But I don't want to be poor. I want to be like middle class. So
My girlfriend's cousin moved to Los Angeles last year. She says it's crazy
Ooh.
expensive.
Yeah.
it's very expensive. It's ridiculous. Like it's a bummer. My parents don't even live in my hometown anymore. They moved into the desert where it's slightly cheaper, but you live in the desert, so not worth it to me.
Yeah.
So
Have you at
I
least gone
love
to the beach here? Have
no.
you at least gone to our white sands? We have unique
Well,
beaches.
actually, I have been to the beach once, but it was nighttime. I went to eat at a restaurant and we walked on the beach for a minute, but it was really because it was like a couple weeks ago, so it was unnaturally cold for this area.
Like
And I
now,
was like,
like right now, when it's 28 degrees outside.
uh-huh,
Ooh.
yeah, yeah, mhm. I mean, I like it. I like to be cold, and I did not expect it to ever get this cold in Florida. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's crazy because I lived in San Diego right before here, and um, it never got this cold there, and I
It
thought it
never
would
gets
get
this
cold.
cold here. This is not
Yeah,
normal.
yeah. That's what I was thinking because I've only had one winter here so far, and last year it got into the 30s once, but for the most part, it was over by now. Like it was just November, December when it was cold. And now it's kind of surprising how cold it is. Like in my entire life, I've never had to turn my heat on because it's just never been cold enough. And I've had it on for like a week straight now.
Mhm.
Crazy.
We canceled school last Friday because of it.
Mhm.
Not that I
Wait, you
minded. There was a
canceled
literal.
school because it was too
Well,
So it
cold?
was supposed to rain all
it
night
was supposed
Thursday
to
night,
rain
and it was going to
and
be
then the rain
25,
would
so the
freeze.
ice, and we can't drive buses on that. But
Yeah.
I think it was just our superintendent saying our teachers need a day off because it's been crazy. So here's an excuse. Day off.
Okay. I
Yeah.
was like,
It's
we at
just
least need 2 inches of snow before we call school off.
We haven't
yeah.
had 2 inches of snow here in my lifetime.
Wow. Yeah. I didn't even know it would snow here. I just associate, it's like I just associate anywhere in Florida with heat. I'm just like, it's hot everywhere. So
Mm.
the fact that it gets cold, that's just me though, like not knowing what it was like here.
We don't know what
I
it's
definitely
like.
prefer it to the summer because first of all, um, I don't like hurricanes. I've lived through one now, and I never want to repeat that
You
ever
lived through
again.
you had a hurricane last year?
Not last year, 2020. I just don't wanna say the specific hurricane just in case, because I don't want people to Google stuff, but,
Oh,
like, yeah, survived a hurricane.
yeah, you're not a local.
My
That
husband
doesn't even feel
slept
like
through
a
it.
hurricane to us. That's what your hurricane was like just a thunderstorm to us. So
I mean, the news called it a hurricane. I
it
don't
was, but I'm just saying,
know.
like if the winds
Oh,
are under 120, it's just a bad storm.
okay, well, I have never, like, heard trees exploding before. I live really close to, like, a power station substation, and it exploded, and I heard it in the night, and it was just sound like a train going over my house, and my husband and my baby slept through it. Me and the cats were like on the couch with candles on because our, when the substation exploded, our electricity went out. I'm just sitting with candles, freaked out. It was horrible. Like,
I slept
nope.
through
I've
that.
lived through
I
so many
slept through it as
earthquakes.
well. I
Yeah.
woke up and I still had power, and then I was like, "Sweet, we
Lucky
got
you.
power," and then it went out, and then it didn't come
Oh,
back for a week.
a
So it
week.
sucked.
Ours was only
Yeah.
out for 4 days,
I was out for
which
a
was,
week.
I
But
literally was like, I've never lived this long without power. We are so privileged.
luckily, my
Like,
girlfriend works at a hotel that did not lose power, so we stayed there for the week, and they let us
oh,
bring the cats.
nice. That's nice. Yeah. Okay. Well, we digressed again, but that's fine. I know it's the end of, and we'll just cut it out for our actual episode. But I like these little talks. I just also have to get up in the morning to get my hair did. So I want to go to sleep if that's okay. It's
Yeah.
late. I'm used to waking up really early with my job now. I start at 6.
I just need
I'll
us
wake
to
up.
do an outro and then we can go.
Oh, no outro. They just get to have a sudden end to the episode. Shock.
A few things before we wrap up the show tonight. If you want to join us on next month's chat, you can join us at patreon.com/2girls1ship. And if you like what you're hearing, please make sure to leave us a review and subscribe. You can find us in our 2 Girls 1 Ship chat on the Robots Radio Discord channel, and come give us a follow on all the social medias at 2 Girls 1 Ship. Links to those are in the description.
And don't forget that we will be live streaming each recording of the episodes on Twitch and YouTube at 2 Girls 1 Ship every Friday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 7:30 p.m. Pacific Time, and releasing the podcast episodes on Sundays. Apollo, is there anything that you want to share last minute, how people can reach you, or cool things you've got going on?
I'm a high school teacher, so that is my life. I get to live with teenagers all day, and I enjoy it. I like my job. I'm Apollo 73 on the Discord. I'm trying to get a science teacher friend of mine to come to the Mass Effect Lorecast and talk about the science of Mass Effect. And if he can ever figure out how to get into the Discord, he will.
That's
Yay.
exciting.
Yeah, I'd love that.
Mm-hmm. And also, I mean, I guess working with teenagers all day is someone's personal hell and someone else's like happy place. It sounds like it's your happy place. So that's good.
Absolutely. I wouldn't last 35 seconds with elementary age students.
Yeah, I feel you there. I mean, I don't have an elementary school age kid yet, but she's definitely hit her terrible twos.
I think I'd rather deal
And
with
I'm tired.
kindergartners than sophomores.
Did you have a sophomore?
No, I don't have a sophomore. No, not yet. She's 11.
Not yet.
Not yet to
I
you
don't know
either.
How old are kids when they? Oh yeah, sophomore. Sorry, I'm
It's like the
sleepy.
14, 15-year-old range.
14, yeah,
15,
super
15,
close
16, depending on how.
But as always, thanks for listening. And remember,
beauty is in the eye of the controller.
all right, we can stop recording on Audacity.
Stop.
In the name of love.
Thanks for being our guinea pig, Apollo.
I enjoyed it. It definitely went not necessarily the direction I think we thought it was going to go, but hey, there's only one of me.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun. Don't get me wrong. I liked it, but yeah, it was definitely not like, because I don't know why I expected it to be like clear cut. You know how like boom, 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 Mass Effect Lorecast patron chats always go like really smooth and stuff.
Well, there's like 8 of them, so it's.
But there's like, yeah, there's always like 12 people, and Tom has everything laid out really well, and because he's done it like 400 million years, and we're over here like the first time means we're gonna do a perfect job.
Well, in the patron chat I was on there for, I think I talked for like 2 minutes because
Yeah,
there's so
that's
many
another
people on
thing.
there.
I like this better in that sense because I think it's nice that you get more time to talk. Um, because there's so many people, you just automatically, like, get 5 seconds and then you just listen the whole time, which is fun too, but,
It is.
I think
It
it's
is.
nice to have a little bit more screen time, for lack of a better term, not like mic time.
I think this if you edit out everything that isn't directly related to what the podcast was supposed to be about, it's going to be like 21 minutes long.
Well, we'll definitely leave some
Right.
digressions in.
No, that just wouldn't be that's part of this podcast. Without the digressions,
Mhm.
it wouldn't be your podcast.
Oh,
True.
thanks. I always like to claim my sister's ADHD as my own, so I blame that on the digressions.
Wait,
I
hold
think
on.
I don't know.
Oh,
What?
I came up with like the perfect little tangent tagline.
What's the tangent tagline? I do love an alliteration.
I gotta go back and find it. I
Have you
posted
played
it in the
Guardians of the
main chat.
Galaxy if you love alliteration?
No.
Because there's a character
There's
in
a
there that speaks in alliteration.
Oh my gosh. I don't know if I love it that much. I would probably think it's like
It's not somebody the whole
quaint.
game. It's like one of the
Oh,
characters
okay.
that you meet. He's in the game for
That's
20
fine
minutes.
then.
Right.
I was like, if I heard it all the time, I'd be like, now I'm just confused.
The companion
But
dialogue in that great is tremendous.
I am gonna go to GameStop tomorrow because we got the new PS5. I've wiped my PS4. I transferred all the data to a USB thingy, and I'm gonna like try to trade it into GameStop to get something back because the only way I could buy a PS5 was a bundle.
Yeah.
And I do not want Call of Duty Vanguard, and nobody else does either because I have tried selling it like
Mhm.
externally, and then I asked GameStop if I could just return it because it's a new game. I haven't opened it. And they're like, no, because it's part of a bundle. You can't do it. No, but you could trade it in. It just won't be as much as what you paid for it. And I'm like, it's not even worth as much as I paid for it now. Like Target has it on sale for $53. That's
Yeah.
less than what I paid for it with the bundle price. So obviously to me, the fact that it's a brand new game and it's already that much on sale tells me all I need to know about the quality. Plus, I'm not interested in Call of Duty anymore. I don't even know how many of those games in my life, and the last time I played one was like 8 years ago because they've all been the same since then. I'm
Do
tired
you
of
have a
playing.
Switch you don't lose? We got $270 at GameStop for our Switch.
Oh my god. No, I use my Switch. I got my
Mm.
sister one for Christmas too, so we play Animal Crossing together. But I mean, yeah, we
Oh,
have
we'll have to exchange
a
Switch names because
Oh yeah.
Rex plays Animal Crossing and she needs more friends that I don't trust to be or that I trust to not be creepers on the internet.
I am definitely not a creeper on the internet. I'm almost never on the internet with Animal Crossing. It's just my sister, my friend from the Navy, and my cousin's daughter, who's 10. Those are the only Switch friends that I have right now. But yeah, I'm planning on keeping my Switch for now, but they did say that PS4s, depending on the condition and the exact model, are anywhere from like $170 to $250. So I'm hoping
Which
because mine's a
which one do
PS4
you have?
Pro. I have the Spider-Man Special Edition PS4 Pro that
You'll
we
get
did
it
not
about that
buy.
much. Because I just
That's what I was
traded. A
hoping.
student of mine was trying to get rid of hers, and she didn't have an account, so she gave it to me, and I traded it in. I think we got 240 or 250 for it.
That's what I'm hoping for because my husband, is in the Navy. And when we were in San Diego, there was this officer who wanted to get like a different PlayStation 4 or something. And so he sold us his PS4 with all these accessories and all these games for $200. So if we get more than $200, then we're going to get more than what we paid for it back, plus 3 years of enjoyment, like,
You
so it'll
definitely will. I
definitely
think
be
I
worth
got
it.
two. It was either 240 or 250
Yeah,
for your version, so you will.
definitely worth it. And then we got some games we're gonna trade in, but I don't know if I'm gonna. We did get a $50 gift card with our bundle too, which was cool. But anything to cover the stupid cost for Call of Duty. I'm just mad because I think it's Sam's Club has like the Spider-Man bundle where you get the Miles Morales game, and I'm like, I wish I got that bundle instead. Like, why'd I have to get stupid Call of Duty?
I
Yeah,
didn't
we
even get
definitely
my
want the
bundle
Miles
came.
Morales game.
My bundle came with a racing game that they never sent and ended up just being free on the PlayStation Network. So
Oh my
my
God.
bundle, I never even got something that my bundle came with.
Mine came in the same box. Did you buy yours at GameStop?
I got lucky. Like I got mine the day they came out. Like I got lucky as
wow.
hell on GameStop. Yeah, I
Like
got that bundle.
PS5 the day it came out, like
Yeah, it came with
a
Miles
year
Morales,
ago.
and yes, and it came with Miles Morales in that racing game that
Wow,
I never got. That ended up being
that's a
free.
bummer.
And then we
Well,
got another one.
yeah, I literally just now finally was able to get one. I mean, before I couldn't because I didn't have a job yet, and I didn't think my husband wasn't looking, so we didn't get it until now that I have money to spend. So I got it, but the only reason I got it was because they were like PS or GameStop Pro members get early access to the limited selection, and I managed to get one finally, and it arrived. But I don't have anything other than PS4 games. Like I don't have any PS5 games yet. Have
It's
they
nice.
released the PS5 version of Cyberpunk yet, or is it still the PS4 version only?
I think it's still the PS4 version, but it looks ridiculous. Like
Mm,
Last of Us 2 looked amazing on the
yeah,
PS4. And
yeah, it did.
the PS5 is a little bit, I mean, you can tell it's a little bit better. Like Cyberpunk on the PS5 is just crazy.
Like
Crazy
crazy
good or
better.
good?
Crazy good looking.
Okay.
Oh,
Like crazy good looking.
I didn't
Like
know
and
the PS5 version was out yet because I bought the
it's not the
PS4 version.
PS5 version, but like it looks
Oh, just playing it
better.
on the
Yes, it
PS5?
just looks better on the
Hmm.
PS5. Like Guardians of the Galaxy looks crazy. I mean,
Huh. I'm
you'll love
gonna
it.
load a game up tomorrow. Well, maybe I won't. I am busy
Did you
tomorrow.
play did you play any of the Assassin's Creed games?
Yeah, I have
You know
Valhalla.
how you know how like the load screens where you can run around between where it's loading,
Yeah, yeah.
that's like 1.5 seconds on the PS5.
Oh,
Like
wow.
you don't even have time to run. It's already
I didn't
loaded.
even think about the load times being a lot shorter. I just thought it was graphics mainly because I
No, the
never.
load times.
It's funny because I did a whole when I was getting my MBA, one of the projects for the marketing class was like doing a thing comparing Xbox and PlayStation for whatever reason, which I thrived on that project. And I looked all that stuff up, and because I'm just not technical, I don't remember any of it.
Some of these games you turn like it's like a minute and a half from the time you click the button turn on the PlayStation till the time you're in the game. It's like a minute,
Oh,
maybe a
wow.
minute and a half.
People aren't going to be patient anymore. They're going to do all, you know what I mean? The reason I'm patient is because
Well, it's
I
not
grew up
every
with
game.
dial up. Okay. But like, can you imagine like the new generations? They're gonna have no patience. Like they don't have to wait for anything. By the time
Well,
they're adults, Amazon's gonna teleport shit to your door. So
I'd
like, you,
be okay with that.
yeah. I mean, yeah, I'd be okay with it too. But then
You'll
what are they
like
gonna
what
do when it takes them a couple years to learn a trade or something? I'm like, no, I
Yeah.
want to do
Is
it now.
Horizon going to be your
I
first
can watch a
PS5 game?
Skillshare for 5 seconds. What?
Yeah. Is Horizon going to be your first PS5 game?
Yeah.
Do you
I
like the
mean,
Life
unless
is
I
Strange
find
games?
I do. I haven't played them in a long time, but I
Because
do like them.
the remastered Life is Strange and Before the Storm comes out on the first. So
That's
that's
good because
probably going to look really good on the PS5.
I was about to say, like, when I go tomorrow, I was gonna take a look and see if there's any like PS5 games that strike my fancy because I'll have all that GameStop credit to spend.
The
I'm
PS5.
assuming that's what they're gonna give me. I don't know if they're gonna give me like cash money for my PS4. They usually give credit. Yeah,
They'll give you, well, they will, but you'll get more money if you do credit.
exactly. Which is fine with me because I will spend it. But
PS5 games.
and then Horizon Forbidden West doesn't come out till the 18th, so
You like
I
Ratchet and
will.
Clank?
I've never played it, but my friend really likes it, and she says good
That
things. I
on
just
the PS5 is, oh dear Lord, it looks amazing.
yeah, I'm
Ratchet
sure
and
I'll find
Clank's a
something.
fun game. You just run through, kill everything, shoot at everything. You'll
Yeah.
if you like games where you will like the characters, I think you would like Ratchet and Clank
I
because you
mean,
will love those characters.
the only game I compare it to because like I said, never played it, but it came around the same time when I was a kid. I played a lot of Spyro, and it kind of reminds me of Spyro because it's like a cartoony, like fun game. It looked like it to me. I don't know if that's what it is, but that's what
Mm.
I categorized it in the same place as Spyro. Oh my gosh. My mom used to want to be Spyro 'cause she would watch me play it all the time when I was a kid, and she's like, "I wanna be Spyro. He has
Oh,
such a good
Miles
life."
Morales looks insane. If you like those games, that looks insane.
I
That's
love
a
Spider-Man. Spider-Man's my favorite superhero from, Marvel,
If you haven't played
so
Miles Morales, get that. I mean, it
I
is
will
fun on the PS5. It looks amazing. It's great. And Ashley Birch is in it.
love Ashley Birch. I want to get it also because the next narrative designer that we are interviewing worked on that game, so I would like to find what parts of the game she wrote so I can, like, witness it, you know?
It's all good. I
That'd be
mean, the
cool.
whole game is good. And Ashley
Yeah.
Birch is just like a little character. Like she's not even one of the
Really?
main ones. Yeah, she's like there's somebody that you meet. You have somebody that does a podcast in the game, and Ashley Birch is that person.
That's
She's
funny.
that person.
Mm.
You would like it.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm blanking out. I'm just getting sleepy. I have to go. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I appreciate everyone's time. I'm just a baby when it comes to sleep, and you know it's 11 p.m. here. I don't know if everyone else
At
is just
least
more of
it's
an adult
not.
than me.
At least it's not 12. At least we're some
Yeah,
Central Time Zone.
yeah. Central's okay. Someday, next year, Pacific time zone again. We'll live close, Jen. It'll be cool.
Every single
If you want to
finger
be IRL
crossing.
friends, we will
How do
be.
you do
If
that? I'm trying to
What?
even make my
I don't know
fingers
how
do
she
what she's
does.
doing.
What this?
So this finger. Well, I'm gonna have to do it with my. That,
Oh
is that
God,
it?
I have Turian hands. What the?
You do have Therian hands. I was wondering why they looked weird. I was like, why do they look familiar? They're like, do calibrations.
It's it's frightening that you can do that without. With
I
one
have to
hand.
manually put
You have
them.
to
Oh,
manually do it.
I can do it either way. Let's see. Hold on.
Why are your
Inside.
fingies so
I can do
dexterous?
that, but that's it. That's my only
Yeah.
skill is to do that. I
I
can't
can
do it
Oh,
only
with
do
this
it with
hand.
my left hand.
Me too. I can't do it with this hand.
Yeah, I
what
can
about
do
this?
Do it left-handed.
Can you bend just your fingertips? Hold on. I'll turn off my little
Wait,
blur.
No.
what? Wait, I'm
What is
going.
this?
You guys can keep talking, but I have to sleep. I'm sorry. Okay. Bye bye.
No.
Okay, bye, V.
She said she's got to go to sleep.
Yep.
It wouldn't
All
hurt
right.
me to go to sleep. I get up at 6, so it wouldn't hurt me to go to sleep.
Well, I will be up for a while longer. I'm gonna go hang out in some Discord live chats,
Well,
and
it's
yeah,
9 o'clock where you're at.
I know. Maybe I'll go play some Halo. Probably
That's
something.
the game. I give Halo. I'm not a big Xbox person, but I'll give Halo credit because I don't know what I did in 2006, but I hated. See, I'm
She's
lazy.
been there the whole time, but
Somewhere along the lines, I decided that I hated shooter games, and I
mhm.
don't even know why. And then Halo, my girlfriend had an Xbox, and I started playing. I was like, okay, this isn't bad. So Halo at least got. I would not have played Mass Effect were it not for Halo.
That's so funny because Halo is the reason I didn't play Mass Effect. I watched my husband play Halo, and I was like, oh, okay, so it's your little army shooter game, but in space. All right, whatever, it looks cool. I was playing on the PC, like a whole bunch of different games and everything like that. Actually, I think I was playing Witcher back at that point. And then I started watching him play Mass Effect, and I was like, oh, so it's just Halo all over again, but with more talky bits this time. I'm not
With
gonna play that.
about 50 more hours to the main story.
I mean, I know that now.
I'm
But
with you. I agree because I agree. That's what I thought. I think I don't know what it was in 2006 or 7 that I played, but I think it was like that. I was like, I don't want to do these shooter games and have to play that last 5 minutes and blah blah. So I give
Yeah.
it. I quit, and then I never played Mass. I only played Dragon Age type games for like 10 years.
Mm.
And then I was like, wow, maybe I shouldn't have done this because there's a lot of good shooter games.
See, and I was an MMO girl. I was playing, I was heavily into WoW, and then I did Lord of the Rings online. I think the game was called like Legion 2 or Destiny, not Destiny. There was another one that was very similar to WoW that I was playing on that one, and I was just really, really into MMOs.
Like I like the idea of them. I just feel like I've never had the time to do those games where I could be online at the same time as people I knew.
Mm,
So I've always been into. That's why I've always been in like solo games. Me and my girlfriend play Destiny 2 a lot together, but that's because we're playing here in our, and we're
hmm
playing at the same time. We do everything together, and we'll have somebody else jump in with us. But
Yeah.
that's my only real online gaming. And some people in that are so good, and I think you're probably one of those people
No, I
where like,
didn't.
well, no, like there's people in there where we're playing, and it's like you spawn, look around the corner, dead,
hmm
spawn, walk, dead, spawn, walk, dead.
Yeah.
Like my only hope to kill people is lobbing a grenade and hope I get lucky and hit somebody. And
You
it's
should
like
ask
these people are
Sovereign about
just
my
too good.
nade skills one of these days.
That's how Halo was sometimes. It's like, all right, I'm just gonna lob this sticky grenade. I'm gonna run, lob the sticky grenade, hope I hit somebody, so I get one death for one kill.
hmm Um, yeah.
I would like to
Destiny, I
be
didn't
that
get
good. I'm just
into.
not.
Yeah.
We just because that's a PlayStation game, so that was one we could both play together and all
hmm
that. Or because we never had two Xboxes.
Yeah.
That was hers, and but at least you could do split screen in that, so we'd play that for a while. But Destiny was good because we could play it together.
Yeah, we generally didn't have two consoles. Well, okay, so we would have like both the PlayStation and the Xbox. And so that way we wouldn't cross-contaminate again. Um,
Mhm.
right. There were some dark days where save files were accidentally saved over. Entire Morrowind saves were lost. It's like you put 300 plus hours into a gameplay and then,
Oh.
yeah, it feelings were
At least
hurt. Apologies have been made.
I think the PlayStations now will save stuff to whatever the magical place is on the PlayStation Network.
Mm-hmm.
Because what that we got, we've been really lucky with PlayStations because not that long ago, we lived in an apartment complex that apparently the worst lightning storm in history came right above our apartment complex, fried the trash compactor, knocked everything out, and blew up one of our PlayStations and a TV. And
Damn.
luckily, the PlayStation was less than a year old. We sent it back. We were just like, it stopped working. I don't know. We don't know what happened. We were playing it and it turned off. And they're like, oh yeah, the something fried the power, but we'll fix it and send it back. Thank God. Same thing with the TV. It wasn't that old, so they came and fixed. So we got lucky.
Yeah.
And we managed to buy another PlayStation while we were waiting for hers to come back. And then we just gave her because her nephew wanted one. So we have been incredibly lucky with PlayStation 5s in getting them
Yeah.
compared to everybody else.
Right now, I have a Switch, an Xbox, Jace has his PC, and I have my laptop, my gaming laptop.
We just have two PS5s and this laptop that is not a gaming laptop. Like I can't get. I've tried playing Dragon Age on it. I can't do it. Can't do it. Doesn't look good.
How to tell you're a PC gamer without saying you're a PC gamer.
There you go. The nicest thing I have is let me see. Hold on.
Yeah.
Wait, somewhere I think these have lights on them. I
Mm-hmm.
don't even know. There's lights on this. That is the closest thing I have to nice PC game stuff.
Oh, no, it's not because it's nice. My, the keys for,
Oh,
this is where you walk up, down, left, right. Yeah, it's
yeah.
completely worn out.
Yeah. See, every PC game I've ever played was like KOTOR, where you just like you hold both mouse buttons down to walk and run, stuff like that. I can't do that. I'm a console person. I can't do that whole keyboard thing. I mean,
Mm,
I'm sure I could learn, but we didn't spend all this money on PS5s for me to play
right.
PC games.
No, it makes
Although
sense.
I mean, nice PCs are the way to go though, because what your Mass Effect looks like compared to my Mass Effect, it looks good on these PS5s, but yours looks ridiculous. And that's how they were, like, because I remember like Dragon Age and KOTOR, the people that had the highest NPCs, and looking at what theirs looked like versus mine, I'm like, this is different game.
Mm.
That was in like 2007. Those high NPCs even looked amazing back then.
Yeah. Graphics cards are amazing.
I try, but it's like I swear with PCs, like you can have the best thing possible, and 3 months later, not so much.
Yeah.
I did that one time. I bought a high-end PC, and it was the highest end for, I swear, for like a day. I feel like the day after I bought it, they had a new graphics card, and I was like, well, that was fun having the best for one day.
Yeah.
I'm probably
Oh.
exaggerating, but you know how technology works
Oh
on
yeah.
PCs.
You can't chase the newest thing. You can
Yeah.
chase what you want your level to be at.
Right, and you'll be good for a while. It's not like it sucks. It's just
no.
you go from having the best till second best, and then 2 more days it's the third best. But I mean, the difference is not that great.
No.
It's just those things were, man. But your ability to shoot things with that mouse and be precise is so much better than my ability with my thumbs.
Yeah. I always wondered that because I mean, I got good. I got good with the controller on Witcher. On Witcher 3. But I don't think I could ever get shooter games to
Right? Do
really
you think you
click
could
for
play
me.
Mass Effect at its hardest level on a console?
If I had started that way, maybe.
Maybe. I just know, like, I tried to play through Last of Us 2 on grounded mode, which is the hardest there is, and I just got to a point that I just could not get past it.
Mm,
Because you had to kill a bloater. I didn't have enough ammo. Nothing I could do. I watched somebody do it without ammo, and he just did this thing where he just kept running in a circle and running in a circle, and the bloater would kill everything else. And it's like, I can't do that. How do you
mm.
do that? I just can't do it. And that was like, that's about a 20, that game took me about 28 hours to beat. And on grounded mode, I was at like 65 and I wasn't even halfway done because
Wow.
you have to stealth everything. You basically can't get hit because you die. It's like you cannot make a mistake. But at least that game lets you save a lot.
Oh, The Last
There's
of Us.
people
That's that. The zombie game,
Last of
yeah?
Us too. Yeah, V likes it. You know you haven't played those games.
No.
If you like a good story,
I
oh
know.
man.
Okay. So I was out of the gaming world for a long time. Like
So was I.
I I want to say that I took a pretty big break from about 2010 to about 2020. You know,
Mine wasn't that big.
I had my baby and
Yeah.
I changed a lot of like when I got home from work, I would hang out with her rather than hang out
Yeah.
gaming. And then I would pick up then I got a second job and then I started driving for Lyft and Uber. I cut all the time that I had allocated for gaming and filled it with other things. And
That's
so,
how it was from like 8 to 12 maybe, because that was when I was with my ex-wife, and I was lucky enough to get to work a 40-hour job after I left teaching to make ends meet. So I didn't play many video games for a while. I didn't play Last of Us until Last of Us 2 came out because I tried to play it once. This is how stupid I was sometimes with games. In like maybe 2016 or 17, my girlfriend's sister got it for me for Christmas. She's like, "You'll love it." And then I got to this one part, and I just could not get past it because I'm the gamer where if something's in front of me, I kill it. I
mhm.
kill everything. I kill everything. But there's this one part in Last of Us where I just kept dying. I like rage quit it, put it up, took it to GameStop and traded it in anger. And then it was free before Last of Us 2 came out, and I got back to that section, dying again. I was like, well, what if I just run? Ran right through it, boom. That was what you're supposed to do. Like, seriously? I rage quit because because I didn't realize that I could just run and I didn't have to kill literally everything when there's 40 things coming at me and I have 7 bullets. It never crossed my mind to just run. No, it did not.
Hmm.
That game's got some such great scenes, though. You're gonna have to at least watch it, because aren't you gonna do a Last of Us? Aren't you gonna do that on here at some point?
I think so.
I don't know. There's not really relationships in that game, though, unless you're gonna do like paternal relationships.
Yeah, I think that was one of the conversations that we had was like how far into just relationship status do we want to go? And I don't know if we want to do familial. We'll see.
Last of Us 2 has some like relationships like you guys talk about, but it's not core to the game. I mean, Ashley Birch is part of one of them, but it's not like it's just in the game. You don't make any choices. It's just there.
Mm-hmm. Relationships like that we do want to talk about, like romances that are built into a game.
Well,
Like
this
for
is
me,
more of a love triangle kind of thing, jealousy.
like one of my favorite games is Final Fantasy 10. And that is like there are multiple romances and things that are in that game, but you don't really have a choice because it's part of the story. It's not.
Yeah.
But we want to talk about those ones.
Yeah, I mean, you can talk. You can talk a little bit about Last of Us. I mean, not like these. I don't. Ellie doesn't have any relationships to talk about. Well, I mean, I guess she does. She's with her girlfriend the whole game, but I mean, it's not central to the game that they're in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's another game that I played. Like once I played those 2 games, I played them both through like 6 times in a row.
Wow.
I liked them that much. Once I quit being hard-headed and realized, hey, you don't have to kill everything. Sometimes running is okay because you really only have to get to that door over there. That's it. That's the
Mm-hmm.
goal. Killing
Yeah.
you don't level up. You don't get anything special for killing 47 things. You just got to get to the door.
Oh. Get to the door. Get to the chopper.
There's one. Have you ever watched the Take on Me scene from that game? Have you ever watched where Ellie sings Take on Me?
Mm-mm.
Literally my favorite scene from any video game ever. Like the first time I was playing it, and I'm just going, and because it's like one of those scenes that like my girlfriend didn't get it the first time she played because she gets scared, so sometimes she won't explore because things will scare her. So
Mm.
she didn't go to this one place, and like when I played through the first time, I was like, "Oh my God, this is amazing!" Like I got teary-eyed. I was like, it's my favorite, literally my favorite scene of any video game of all time."
Mm.
She picks up a guitar and sings "Take on Me" to her girlfriend. It's amazing.
Okay.
It is amazing.
It's me literally taking notes.
Yes, Ellie, "Take on Me." So good. In the context of the whole game and everything that Ellie's been through, and then that little aside, because her girlfriend just sits and looks at her like it's like just the way she's looking at Ellie playing that with like the adoration in her eyes, and like, oh my God, it's so good. It's so good.
I don't know if I can pinpoint down to like even my top 5 favorite video game scenes.
I don't think I could either, except for that one. Like it stands out so much. Like I couldn't tell you my second favorite, but that one just stands out so much for me because of just in the world that game is set in and everything she's gone through. That she just takes this 1 minute and her girlfriend is looking at her with like just love in her eyes. Like it's so good.
Mm.
It's so good. And there's just scenes in there because there's another scene in there where, oh god, I mean, there's just so good. There's a scene where Ellie becomes Joel's daughter. Oh my god, it's so good. If you like story-driven games, it doesn't get a whole lot better than Last of Us.
All right. You have me sold. I will.
So good. You could play through both games. Well, if you're going to be a completionist, it might take you longer, but you could play through both games in probably about 40 hours and get everything done.
Nothing.
I think I did just about everything that you could do in those games, though, in about 40. So when you're a completionist, if you got to find all the little things, do you do it on your own or do you look stuff up to find out where the little collectibles are?
Well, my first run, I'm never completionist. Like, I will go through blind on a lot of things. And then sometimes it'll take me 2 or 3. I don't like to save scum, for like anything. So I'm not the one who will reload a save if I learn later on that I missed something. I'll just end up playing the game over again because it's another reason to play it.
Some of those collectibles, they're in places where there's no way you would look in some of those places where those collectibles are. Like there's one that's in a random tree that you have to look up and shoot down. Who's looking up in this random tree to shoot down a pendant?
No.
Right. But you could easily play through. You could play through them and do everything you need to do in the game other than collect every collectible in about 40 hours.
If by like the 3rd or 4th playthrough, there's like 2 things that I know I'm missing and I haven't found, then yeah, I'll go and look.
That's what I did, but in that game you can go back to chapters. So I just went back to the chapters and picked up whatever I missed so that I could get. Literally, the only thing I haven't done in those games are the grounded mode, and it's just not gonna happen. There's no chance. It's too hard. It's like their grounded mode is supposed to be. If this were real life, this is how it would be. I don't want to do that in real life.
Ooh.
That's how it is. Like there's hardly any ammo that you. It doesn't matter how good you are at the game, you have to sneak through stuff because you don't have enough ammo. So I'm telling you, you like a story, it does not get any better than Last of Us.
All right.
Well, I'm going to let you go so I can get to bed.
Okay. All right. I will end the live stream then. So we will see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.